Today, we're diving straight into one of the most shocking moments in recent Starship development, the sudden explosion of Booster 18, the brand new version 3 Super Heavy prototype, just hours after rolling out for its first test. What happened, why it matters, and where SpaceX goes from here, we're breaking it all down in a way you won't want to miss. If you love staying ahead of the curve, make sure to share this episode and hit subscribe on Next Wave Manufacturing to catch every update the moment it drops. Now, before we get deeper into the Booster 18 story, let me ask you something. Have you ever made a prediction you felt so sure about, only to watch SpaceX completely obliterate your expectations? Well, that's exactly what happened to me at Starbase. In the last episode, I confidently said it would take SpaceX a few weeks to tear down the old Starship launch pad, Pad 1, and clear the area for the upgraded design. So here's the big question. Was I right? And the answer is absolutely not. I was spectacularly wrong. Why? Because SpaceX moved at a pace that almost didn't feel real. Workers went from cutting out individual sections of the old pad ring to, and I'm not exaggerating, literally poking the massive support legs until they toppled over like giant steel dominoes. Picture that for a second. Who looks at a multi-ton launch pad leg and says, yeah, let's just push it? But that's exactly what they did, methodically weakening key points and dropping each leg one by one. It was wild to watch. And that brings us to the next question. How fast did the cleanup actually happen? Well, by the time aerial footage came in from the 19th, most of the major structures were already gone. 2 legs remained standing, just 2, and even those didn't last long. When we checked again on the 21st, the entire area looked almost unrecognizable. Pad 1 wasn't just dismantled, it was erased, cleared, vanished. If you blinked for a day or two, you would have missed the whole transformation. But that still leaves one more important detail. What about the old tank farm next to Pad 1? That area was also stripped down rapidly. Almost everything, pipes, tanks, foundations, was removed or pushed aside, leaving behind a nearly clean slate. It's clear SpaceX wasn't doing a simple cleanup. They were preparing the ground for something far bigger, the new pad layout, the one we're already seeing take shape on Pad 2. So the real takeaway is this. While we're all busy looking at rockets, SpaceX is quietly rebuilding the very infrastructure that will support version 3 Starship flights and beyond. And if the speed of this teardown is any hint, the upgrades are coming fast. So that raises the big question, why rebuild both pads at the same time? The truth is simple. The old OLM proved its flaws during IFT-1, flying concrete, structural strain, clear weak points. Pad 2's new design fixes that with better efficiency and full compatibility for Starship version 3. And if version 3 is the future, both pads have to meet that future together. Now, after seeing Pad 1 vanish almost overnight, you might think SpaceX had finished surprising us. But nope. The next question popped up fast. Why did one of the Mechazilla chopsticks suddenly look shorter? Between the 19th and the 21st, one arm was visibly trimmed down. SpaceX literally chopped the chopsticks. And the plan doesn't stop there. The second arm is getting the same treatment. So why would SpaceX cut down the very arms that need to catch a rocket the size of a skyscraper? Shouldn't bigger mean safer? Surprisingly, the answer is no. Over years of Falcon 9 landings and now Super Heavy catch attempts, SpaceX has collected an enormous amount of precision landing data, and after catching boosters 12, 14, and 15, they've proven something important. They do not need oversized catcher arms anymore. Shorter arms mean less mass. Less mass means less flex, that little wobble you see whenever the chopsticks move. And when you cut down that wobble, you get faster, cleaner, sharper motion. In other words, SpaceX is trading big and forgiving for light and precise. It's a confidence move, the kind you make when you know exactly where your returning booster will be, down to the meter.